higher education though, I'm not gonna lie, like unless it's like training for something, it's very different now than it was 10 years ago. I'll tell you that. Like I studied journalism in college. I think it was very worthwhile. It gave me a lot of skills, like foundational skills and tools. You know, not the most like connections like other schools. They're like, well, if you take this class, we're gonna give you a job here at like CNN or something, right out the gate. Other schools, they don't have the same connections, but you might get like a great teacher or something like that. If you work really hard back then, you can make the best of a degree and like get like a good job or whatever it is, good paying or just like, good developmental in general. Now, I wouldn't necessarily, for most degrees, say you're going to get what you put in because it's a lot of money you're putting in.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you're going to get that out. So it's a lot of time. Like you could spend your time doing things more valuable than school. Honestly, like now I would say that definitely versus 10 years ago. This conversation was around 10 years ago. 20 years ago, not so much. It was like, damn, you went to college. That's like a big deal.
Yeah.
30 years ago, the further back you go. These days, it's like, well, you kind of have to if you're trying to enter like the corporate, like that world, whatever that world is.
Even now, it's like,
bro, how much is that worth your time? I mean, corporate?
Well, I was going to say, even now, it's like they started to say this thing, which, I mean, you could say there's truth in it, but they said like the value of degrees went down because more and more minorities are getting it. Now,
yeah, that's a crazy way to categorize it.
It's crazy to say because
we catch up and they're like, yeah, move the goalpost.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly that. Because, I mean, there's a lot of people I know that aren't necessarily doing like what they want to do, and it's like it's crazy because like I don't job shame people, but it just be crazy when like somebody would tell me they work here but they got a degree in this. I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, people surviving, bro, with what they got.
Yeah, like
a lot of people, I think,
keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and like I know you're gonna succeed, but
telling a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid
you know what I mean?
To take out hundreds of thousands in loans and go to school for something like and choose that is crazy, bro. Like, hey, right now choose what you're gonna leverage, what could be like almost $1 million or more in debt for the rest of your life that you can't cancel. And goes to your kids if you die. Like, shit is fucked up. It's like you're making them pick. It's like, well, what if, I don't know, political science doesn't transfer to being a product manager? It's like, the hell did you do that for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never know whether to encourage like kids or not. If they want to do it, I think it's like, yeah, go do it. If you really want to, you have a clear idea. These kids are smart.
Yeah, I always encourage education. I just feel like for the age that we live in, a lot of kids aren't looking.
If you don't see the value in it,
they don't see it as the priority anymore. Like it's not the goal. The goal is to get the high school diploma while streaming, while trading, while
bruh.
But
what are they really
being
doing?
A fashion designer.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't translate to something like super tangible. A lot of what they do or the pace that they're doing it, it's like, bro, you're not even surviving. You're just doing enough to kind of like how do
that's what keeps the dream going. I know what you're trying to say.
They are just like barely feeding this beast, which they should be like pouring into. And a lot of people are just kind of like passively doing it. Within
because
Gen
they're young,
Z
and that's the excuse they use. Oh, I'm young. I don't have the resources. They don't go out and look for it.
Yeah.
There's so many young hustlers. Like I'm starting to see more and more young hustlers these days. I'm just like, damn. I wish I had that mindset when I was your age.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of those too.
It's crazy me saying that because it's like usually you hear when I was your age from like people that's 40, 50.
Yeah.
And they're telling me as somebody that's 28 that.
Yeah, they're getting better.
But now it's like, look at me at 28 telling somebody at 17, damn, I wish I was like you when I was your age.
I mean, shit, bro. When I was 17, I'd be seeing kids working out, like doing drills, training and shit. I'm like, yo, if I'd taken athletics seriously like that, or at least had like the knowledge, bro, like it's just so much you can do when you're young that you can't when you're older, or like the access to the internet, or if I had ChatGPT.
If I bought Bitcoin, right?
Oh,
it'd be stuff like that.
And knew anything about money. You see, that's like what we were talking about before. I don't regret any of that. Like I prefer where I'm at now than if like, oh, I could have had $1 million by now. I don't care. Like eventually I want certain things that money will get, but like, or like success, all of that stuff. But I be enjoying the journey, bro, for real. Like each day. Like each day is like kind of, no matter what I get, I'm going to find a way to make that like purposeful and meaningful and like
exactly. And it stems back to what you were saying with Viktor Frankl, right?
Yeah. And
Having
that's like
meaning.
each moment. He says something like that.
What was it called? Existential. What was the word? What was the
Existential
phrase?
like meaning.
No, there was like a phrase for it that was in that book. I'm trying to remember. I don't
Yeah, there's
remember.
a
It
few
was
things that
something.
you
It
just
was
make so
something
much sense
existential. I forgot what it was called, but he had
Man's
like
search
a.
for meaning. That's like
yeah.
that's what all of life is about.
Like when you said that, it just like gave me a huge flashback. Because it's funny enough, I actually didn't like read that book till like what it was. I guess you could say later on into the course. You know what I mean? It was like those nobody was really reading it. So it's like those first few pop quizzes and stuff. Everybody was. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I'm not gonna lie. Like it took me like 2 quizzes to just say, you know what, I'm gonna read this book. But there was other people that were just getting by Spark. What was it? Spark Notes, right?
Spark Notes.
Spark Notes and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was. I mean, everybody did it at some point. You have to Spark Notes some things. I mean, I don't know. That's like the equivalent of ChatGPT now for
It's
us.
funny.
There's so much work.
I think it was Quizlet. No,
Oh, yeah,
Spark
that
Notes was
too.
for books. Quizlet as well.
Quizlet had the answers for like homework.
Yes, Quizlet had everything for history. I'll say that. For history class, like I feel like all my
I feel like
history
history,
courses.
you learn and retain the stuff that you think is cool and relevant. Which like that's why I would say to pay attention and take
No, but I'm
notes.
saying like literally like your quizzes, your homework assignments, like the multiple choices and all that was on Quizlet.
Yeah,
Even for me, like in college, because I studied finance, I took accounting too, and until the final, I didn't know there was a Quizlet. Like somebody told me there's a Quizlet for all his tests, the teacher's test. I won't even say what teacher it is,
For the final.
but for the final, the final was there.
Yeah, you just had to memorize it.
The final was there.
I remember the
said,
actual
wow.
test would be
I couldn't believe
like
it.
how much of this could you memorize even with the answers? It's like, bro, this shit's still gonna be hard.
And it's just crazy because it's like the curriculum you think is very unique by the school or maybe even just by the specific teacher. But then it's like I'm in a school in PA and some kid from Wisconsin just put together a Quizlet for the exact same question. And this is probably a Quizlet from 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
exact
like, how would you
same
develop emotions As a
questions.
teacher, you're not getting paid enough for it.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. At the end
And
of the day,
that's what I loved about, not to cut you off, that's what I loved about being a business school student. A lot of your teachers are entrepreneurs themselves, or like not
Yeah,
just
they have
entrepreneurs, but they have like other, like they do more than just teach. So it's like they could teach you about other industries.
they're hustlers.
Because they do multiple things. Like I had some teachers that had businesses that were successful businesses at that. I had other teachers who had like second jobs and stuff, but these were second jobs that were big. I had some teachers who were retired from working on Wall Street. And it was crazy. I'm like, damn, to go from like the Wall Street life to come to this little quiet city, it's like,
Yeah,
because I work on Wall Street now, so it's like, you know, seeing like the environment, I'm just like, yeah, a place like PA, like Scranton specifically was not for me. Like,
too slow.
yeah, I like the city life. I ain't gonna lie to you.